So pretty much the whole point of a helicopter is to be able to do things that aeroplanes can't, like land in a garden or on a golf course, for example. So in this episode of the MicroPilot, I'm going to be showing you what we do to be able to land in confined areas. Just before we get into the video, I'd like to remind you that using my discount code the MicroPilot, you can get 5% off Pooley's flight equipment, and you can go to their website through the link in the description.
Now I'm so tired of hearing all your stories about the drunk guides bragging in the glory. You're such a nice guy when you're not just talking.
Helicentre 23 lifting and taxiing to the H.
Good, P3, Roger.
Hey, good. Right.
Overhead,
Pads clear.
Helicentre 23 taking off 22 to join left hand downwind 28.
Subsequent calm. Okay, I've got control.
You have control.
Right.
So you join me and my instructor Jasper here in the Cabri G2 with a call sign of Helicentre 23. After departing Leicester, Jasper took control and showed me how to do a confined area. We now head off to find one for me to do.
Okay, that was interesting.
We'll go up and...
I've not done anything like that before.
No, that's what these are about. So,
Yeah.
is there a...
I can head over the top.
There's no property in the trees, is there?
Helicentre 27 downwind.
Not that I can see, no.
Okay, let's have a look at that.
So, wind,
Yeah, it's difficult
it is.
because there's no... I think what we'll do is just assume it is negligible, because it is, and you just do it
Okay, yeah.
as a site, because that's how you're going to do it. I'll let you look at this site.
Okay, yeah. I'm keeping out this side so I can look in the woods
God,
as
I'm
well.
looking whether it's...
You're right, it's a good site, considering I'm not used to this.
it's a good confined area.
After picking our confined area, we then circle around to start recceing the site. In this diagram, the green box in the centre of the screen is the field we're aiming to land in, and the blue lines are roughly the circuit pattern we're going to fly around the field. Starting upwind, we do our 5 S's check, which I'll show you in a moment, and then we check the power available of the aircraft and make a radio call to tell air traffic where we're going to touch down. It's also worth noting that these checks can be done at any point on the circuit around the field. We also do our FreeDAT checks just like normal, and as we turn final we do a spar check. These are shown later. Quite naturally, just on the final approach to the field, we're also looking out for wires and livestock that could inhibit the safety of the landing as we make our approach.
Yeah, so upwind for me would be through this gap towards the upper corner of the field.
Okay.
So the size is just big enough, I'd say. Shape for the direction of travel is okay. Surroundings, we've got the woods to the left, so I wouldn't be anywhere near them on approach. The slope, it is quite sloped on this side of it, so keeping that in my mind. And the surface is a grassy surface with a few obstacles inside, which should be okay. Okay, so I'm going to turn downwind, still in sight, roughly downwind now, so fuel is 83 litres, radio we'd say we're setting down private slot where we are.
Yep.
Engine warning lights are out, PCPs are in the green, 83 litres, RPM in the green and 64%. DI and compass can't change that, and altitude is where we want it, coming down to VY speed, about holding it there, about...
It's going to be about 50.
Yeah, it's about 50,
52%.
it's basically what it was before actually. Okay, so base now. Like I say, aiming for that gap in the trees towards the top end corner of the field. No major obstacles I can see that would be a factor.
So here we're turning onto our final approach, and now I do the spar check.
Okay. Speed is fine, we're above 30. Power is 38%. Cyclic is still quite central, and rate of descent is quite high, but because I'm trying to get it in
It's tricky today because there's no wind, so you've got to bring that speed back a bit.
As we checked and now know our power available whilst we did the recce of the site, we now know what types of approaches we can do into the field. If the field is big enough, we quite simply just do a normal approach and landing into the field. If the area is smaller or the obstacles are even higher, we may opt to do a steep or double-angled approach into the field. This generally requires more power than the normal approach. If the space is even smaller than this, we may opt to do a vertical landing as long as it's still safe to do so. This generally requires a lot more power than the previous two examples, but the amount of power required depends on the weight and the wind. In this example, the obstacles in and around the field allow us to conduct a normal approach.
Okay, good. So I'm sort of aiming to fly over this gap in the trees.
Yep.
And then head between these obstacles.
So at this stage, you want to make sure there's no wires, nothing we've missed.
Yeah, obviously, just watching out for what we're doing.
Yeah. So keep coming down.
Okay, so just watching the rate of descent, keeping it coming down. Okay.
There's loads of space, isn't it?
Just aiming to settle about here. I'm happy here. It's
good.
Okay.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. So you can, let's safely look at how we're going to get out of the site. Could do a towering. We're now burning off, we've burnt off now 28 litres of fuel. Yeah, so there's 10% available.
Okay.
A bit more, 12%. So you're now in the territory of being able to do a towering takeoff.
So after repositioning in the field to allow us to take off into wind, we sit in a 2-foot hover so we can see what power is available to take off out of the field. If there is sufficient room, we would just take off and transition away like normal. If obstacles are either closer or higher, we may opt to do a towering takeoff, which helps us initially clear the height of those obstacles. And then finally, there's the option to do a vertical takeoff to clear the obstacles and then fly away. In this example, we opt to do a towering takeoff, and Jasper's now going to explain how we do it.
So towering takeoff, you come up, you're remaining in ground effect. As soon as you lose ground effect, which is 2/3 rotor diameter, approximately 15 feet, and it's a little bit of forward cyclic, and then transition away. It's a very small amount of forward cyclic.
Okay.
Use all the space, because if you have to come down, we'll talk about it. You get yourself set up, make sure the air is all clear.
Yeah.
So what we want to make sure is enough space to come down should we need to.
Yes.
So there's no reason coming up if we haven't got the climb, if we haven't got the power needed, we just simply come back down, which you would have done in advanced transition. So we start from a 2-foot hover, we raise the collective, establish a decent rate of climb. Nothing, up to we've got up to 100%.
Technically, yeah.
Under 30 knots.
Okay.
We don't want to go over that. We're going to start over pitching.
Okay.
As soon as we get to around about, today we're going to clear the obstacles at 7 or 8 feet. So let's go up to about between 10 and 15 feet.
Okay.
Providing we are still climbing, a little bit of forward cycling, and then just transition away. And we'll just do one more power check. So 90, we jump. It's very much on the edge.
It is, yeah.
But we'll try it.
Okay, right.
We'll try it.
So warning lights are out, TTPs are in the green, 78 litres RPM in the green, 92 litres. Tail, I'm not too sure it's clear to the left.
It is clear to the left.
I was just going to edge this way a little bit. There you go. So clear to the left.
Pretty much into windish.
Ish. Okay, right, so nothing known to affect apart from all the obstacles.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or you're doing it, but I'll just be close in the controls with you.
That's fine.
And when you're ready?
Okay, so pulling in some power. Not too much, just slowly lifting away. And
a little bit of forward cycling now, just a little bit more, a little bit more.
Okay.
It's not a lot. Power.
Yeah, I'm not getting much.
There, that's okay now. So you get some.
I can start feeling that.
Now we've got a positive rate of climb.
Yeah. Okay.
So you just got to make that assessment.
Right.
That was fine, actually.
Yeah.
So guys, if you like the video, make sure you know that I know it by leaving a like down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you can see more videos coming out just like this in the near future. Let me know what you thought by leaving a comment down below, and make sure you check out my Facebook and Instagram accounts so you can see what's happening with the channel. But apart from that, until the next video, stay safe.
Now I'm so tired.